I love this. I absolutely love this story. Brad J with you, Dodgers Digest. Subscribe and like. Let's get right down into the story. If I had to ask you one question, right, for the whole entire 2025 season so far and say, who has hit the longest home run for the Los Angeles Dodgers this year to date? And you would obviously, any one of you, 99.9% of you are going to say Shohei Ohtani has been the one to hit the farthest home run of the season. That is not true, my friend, because the man who hit the longest home run, Alex Call, and Shohei Ohtani lead the Dodgers past the Rockies, but Alex Call goes absolutely humongous, ginormous, however you want to call it, but he gets the shot heard around the world. You've got to love this. This is a story that just is awesome to see because you pull for these guys, they get put on the team, and you're like, hey, man, you're on a team with all-stars, and now it's time for you to produce. And Alex Call, 4-hit night, and crushes a ball. And what was the distance on the ball? I think 453. Here it is. Dodgers jumped out to on starter Austin Gomer, and that's what you're supposed to do. Look, you're supposed to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and that's what the Dodgers needed to do. They need to hijack him right off the bat. They did that with 2 outs. Smith walked. Freeman and Hernandez went back-to-back doubles. And you got to like that. Teo answering back after the criticism from Doc. Well, that's good. That's what you need to do because you got Alex Call, who actually specialty is a right fielder. So you got to think about that, Teo. And Teo stepped up last night for sure. Call hit the first pitch of the second inning, 453 freaking feet. Let that sink in. 453 feet is what he hit, right? And you would think, wow, that's the 4th of his season with the first career home run as a Dodger. But you would think that Ohtani would have that record for 2025. And no, Alex Call, what is he, 185 pounds soaking wet? This dude gets the bomb, 453. You got to love it. That's the cool thing about baseball is just weird random stuff like that will happen, right? Where you don't expect it. And then 4-hit night, first career Dodger home run. Ohtani goes 44, but you got to feel good about that. The Dodgers batted around in the third to extend the lead. Freeman and Hernandez hit 1-out singles. I love to see Teo just responding back after Gomes and fanned Andy Pajes. Rojas stepped up too. Buddy Kennedy got his first hit too as well, the RBI single. I felt like that ball could have been caught, but hey, that's my thoughts on that one. And that started it off, the romp at 7-0, and that's where the ass whipping started on that one for the Dodgers. And you like to see that respond, right? This is what the Dodgers are supposed to be doing, okay? Don't act surprised. This is how the team was constructed. This is how the team was built. This is how the team has been brought together. This is why they made the moves that they made, because this team on paper is supposed to do what they did last night. So this isn't something like, wow, fluke game. We just have not seen it on a consistent basis the whole entire year. So when you don't see it on a consistent basis, you don't know what the capabilities are, and then you start believing the team is not as good as they actually are. I mean, it's baseball. You got 9 working parts that need to work together as fine mesh gears and come together and make it happen. And that was the kind of game that the Dodgers are supposed to be playing. That is it, bar none. That's the show. That's what you're supposed to do. And I'll say it right now. And every time I've said this, I've had no pushback. Best team in the MLB. Best team in Major League Baseball. Bar none right now. I don't see a better team. If you stack them up player to player all the way through, the best team in the MLB. There's no doubt about it. Say what you say. I'll read your comments below. I ain't scared. All right. This is what the fans expect too. If you're a Dodger fan and you've been a Dodger fan, you expect a high level of winning with the team, because the money and the backing and what the organization does. And so you expect the team to do this. This is what they're capable of doing. And if the Dodgers continue to do this kind of play, which they are completely 100% capable of doing, that's going to mean something big for the Doyers. All right? Let's talk about the numbers. Look at this. Look at the hitting parade. It was a full hit parade, right? Everybody getting involved at some point, and that's what you want to see. Only thing I see about that hitting is you don't see Conforto in that lineup, right? You got to think at this point his days are being numbered. If Alex Call, continues to do what he does, that's going to be trouble. And Teo's going to step up because Alex Call is a right fielder. So he's going to step up. And not like he's worried about his job or anything like that, but you might want to think about it, right? Because now we're going into crunch time. 36 games left for the Dodgers, and they got to do something right now, and you can't have any weak links. So glad to see Teo responding back big time. So 18 total hits in the hit parade for the Dodgers. Got to give it up for Rojas. Solid game for him. Mookie had 2 hits. Freddie solid. Teo answers back like a champ. And that's what you do, man. It's how hard you get beat and how hard you can come back and get it done. Here's the pitching line for yesterday. 6 innings was the number right there. That's what he went. That's what Sheehan went. Those bombs hurt him right there. The 2 home runs, gave him the 4 earned runs. 417, that's what he goes to. And he's the guy, he's the odd man out. If you look at the starters, if they're all returning, and if you look at Sasaki, if he's back and everyone is in that mix, does Sheehan get starts or does he get moved to long relief? That's something that the Dodgers are going to have to figure out. But Jack Dreyer, man, I don't know. I'm pretty hyped on this Jack Dreyer. I really like the way he has been playing. I really like him coming in. 2.79 ERA. The last 3 or 4, maybe 5 starts has been solid. Kasperius, like to see him. Loves that he got the strikeout. 4.60. Like to see him bring that down. And Banda's been a workhorse. Tell you what, Banda has been working. And remember, his ERA was pretty high, so he has steadily brought that down all the way down. So good stuff for Banda. Kasperius, Dreyer, all combining. Big win for the Dodgers. And once again, props to Teo, answering back, Freddie, Mookie, Rojas, and everyone contributing. Obviously, Alex Hall was just going ham on Colorado, no matter what, man. That was good to see. All right, so what are the Dodgers up to now? Well, the show looks to show out in Colorado. That is the matchup. Shohei takes the mound for the Dodgers. The matchup for that one, if we're looking at it, that is going to be Gordon doing it for Colorado. Look at that ERA. If you can't take advantage of that right there, 7.98. I mean, talk about need to see another hit parade for the Dodgers tonight. That's going to be a good one. 7.9 ERA, like that. 24 Ks he's got. Shohei looking for the first win. They say he could go 5 innings. So talking about Shohei going 5 innings, that's what they think he's going to do tonight if everything is going the way it should go. So here's the deal, and I'll just say it right now. This matchup or this game tonight is a must win. And you might be saying to yourself, Brad J, how is it a must win? There's 36 games left. They're 2 games in front in first place. How is this a must win? I'll tell you why it's a must win. You got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And when you have this road trip coming up and you're playing sub 500 teams, you can't afford to lose to those teams. Those are the teams that you need to leapfrog your position and to stay in that number 1 position and just extend the lead from you in second place. So if you're not going to beat the sub 500 teams, that's going to put pressure on the Dodgers to beat all the rest of the teams that aren't sub 500. So you got to make the decision that you want to make, but you got to get the games you're supposed to get. And even though the Dodgers lost the first one of 4, there's 3 more games counting today, and the Dodgers have to come back strong and get another win and wrap it up with 3 out of 4 against Colorado before you take it back to Petco and face the Padres or the Madres for 3 more games. So that's what you got to do, and that's what you need to make happen. It's a must-win situation. That's why I call it must-win. With 36 games and only a 2-game lead, you need to make it a must-win. You got to beat those teams too as well. And then also, Shohei, could he hit 60? 44 home runs so far. That would be basically a home run pretty much every other game, and that would put him well over. The record for most Dodger home runs, 54 last year. Shohei sent that, but he's going to break that record. Could he get to 60? Be interesting. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Dodgers Digest. You know what to do. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications. I'm Brad J. And as you go through the day, just think Dodger Blue, and let's go Dodgers.